welcome to your 8th standard online class, English. Today I am going to take up second lesson, The Boy Who Sold Wisdom. So this is an amusing and interesting story where a clever boy, he was not having job. So what work he did, what was the work he was doing and how he was earning. So let us see that about his cleverness. Nagindra was a clever orphan who had learned many things by observing his father. So he was a very clever boy. He observed many things from his father. But now he was an unemployed young boy. One day he was struck with a brilliant idea. He opened a shop in the town, hiring the smallest and the cheapest place he could find. What did he do? He was a very clever boy. So one day he thought in his mind, so let me purchase a shop, very small shop, means hiring a shop where he can open a shop in the town. And what did he do? He spent a nickel on paper, that is, he opened a shop in the town, hiring the smallest and the cheapest place he could find. So he spent a nickel on paper, ink and a pen. So how much he spent there? Nickel, paper, that is pen and ink. That's all he spent. And he hired a shop in the town. So the shop was very cheap one. He searched at, he hired it. He fixed a placard on his shop which read wisdom for sale. So what usually we do outside the shop, they do big board signboards, we just stuck it there or hang it over there stating that groceries or snacks, chit chat, something like this. Many snacks items or chats we just sell over here. So this Nagendra, instead of giving that type of placards outside, what did he give? He just had there. What did he have? Wisdom for sale. So he had it outside. What he is going to say? Wisdom. So he is going to say wisdom itself. He then called out aloud that wisdom was for sale at his shop and at a reasonable price. So he said, shoutingly he shouted outside, very loudly he shouted, wisdom is there for sale, wisdom is there for sale. People who came to buy other things laughed at him because they could find nothing in his shop but could only see him and hear his words as he shouted out that wisdom was for sale. So as the people come and peep in, so the people can find shop is empty over there, nothing inside the shop. So the people started laughing at him. Nothing inside the shop, but he's shouting, wisdom is there for sale, wisdom is there for sale. But educated people can find out what's the meaning of wisdom. But uneducated people, what they think? They think that nothing is there, no things are kept over there for sale, and he's shouting wisdom is there for sale. So they thought that he is a bad and they started laughing at him. People who came to buy other things laughed at him because they could find nothing in his shop but could only see him and hear his words as he shouted. Nobody bought anything from him. As they could find nothing to buy, Nagendra, however, did not lose his patience. Then everyone came, we saw him, laughed at him and went away. But then too, Nagendra didn't lose his patience. One day, Babu the son of Gupta, a rich man, passed by Nagendra's shop. That is, Babu, a person. He is the son of Gupta. So, who is Babu? He is the son of Gupta. He was passing by that way, that is in front of Nagendra's shop. He was a stupid boy who could not comprehend what was being sold. So he is a stupid boy, he couldn't find out what is actually sold in Nagendra's shop. He thought that it was a vegetable or something that he could hold in his hand. He thought maybe the vegetables or some things where he can hold it in the hand and go. He thought that and he entered. Therefore, he asked Nagendra the cost of a kilogram of wisdom. He doesn't know, he is not a clever boy. So, what it is, as the boy, that is Babu, is a stupid god. Means he is unable to understand what is wisdom. So what did he do? He entered and asked Nagendra to give him a kilogram of wisdom. And what is the cost of wisdom for 1 kilo? Nagendra informed him that wisdom was not sold in kilograms but by quality. So what did Nagendra reply? Nagendra replied, wisdom is not sold in kilograms, so it is being sold by quality. Therefore, Babu gave Nagendra a nickel and asked him to give him wisdom worth a nickel. So, therefore, what Babu said, he gave a nickel. What is nickel? Nickel in our country, that is money. We say money, that what we are going to buy the things, no, we give money and buy. So there it is a nickel. They used to give the nickel and buy the things. So he gave nickel and asked him to give him wisdom worth a nickel. So one nickel he gave up and he told, so give him wisdom for this worth nickel. On a piece of paper, Nagendra wrote that it was unwise to stand and watch when two people were fighting. So what did Nagendra do? Nagendra took a piece of paper and he wrote on the paper. What did he wrote? He wrote that it was unwise. Keep in your mind, what did he write there? Unwise to stand and watch when two people are fighting. So when two people are fighting, it is unwise that we stand there and watch. This is the sentence what he has written on the paper. And when Babu was asked to place the piece of paper in his turban, lest he lose it. So then what did Nagendra do? He folded that paper what he wrote and he told Babu to keep this paper inside the turban. He was wearing the turban, no? Inside that turban, you remove the turban, keep this paper, folded paper inside and see that you are not going to lose it. This is what who said? Nagendra told. Babu was asked to place the piece of paper in his turban, lest he lose it. At home, Babu informed his father about his purchase. The father was furious with his son. He called his son a fool for spending a nickel for the nonsense that was scribbled on the paper. So what did Babu do? He went to his father and he said that he spent the nickel for what purpose? So he got some piece of paper. So Babu was very angry. He spent the nickel of what is that nickel for what purpose? For buying a piece of paper. So the piece of paper, nothing is there. He has written some sentence. So he is telling, so you want to spend the money for this nonsense that was scribbled on a paper, which according to the father was a fact known to one and all. The angry father stormed into Nagendra's shop and asked him to return the nickel or face the consequences. So he said, you're going to return who? Babu went to Nagendra's shop and what did he ask? He asked it that you are going to return the nickel back to me because my son, he doesn't know, he's a stupid, he bought a piece of paper from you, so I doesn't want it. So you give me the nickel back or you are going to face the consequence. The father was furious with his son and then the angry father went and asked him that he is going to face the consequences. For he intended to call the police. What consequences he said? That he is going to call the police. This was because Babu's father felt that Nagendra had cheated his son. Why he wants to call the police? Because he felt that Nagendra cheated his son by giving a small piece of paper where he has scribbled some words in it. Nagendra asked the rich man to return the wisdom when the rich man threw the scrap of paper at Nagendra. So Nagendra said to the rich man, you are going to return the wisdom. When the rich man threw the scrap of paper at Nagendra, he said that what Gupta had written was only the paper and not the wisdom. So he said, you give me the wisdom back, then I will return you the nickel. Who said? Nagendra said. But Babu, what did Babu do? Babu gave up the piece of paper to his father. Then father threw the paper to Nagendra. But did Nagendra accept it? Nagendra did not accept it. Nagendra said that you give me the wisdom but not the paper. The passerby also agreed with Nagendra. Therefore, the rich man agreed to sign a document as requested by Nagendra, stating that his advice would never be used by Babu. So, the passerby, means the people those who are passing by that way, Nagendra's shop, also agreed with Nagendra. So, they also agreed with Nagendra. What did he say? That therefore the rich man agreed to sign a document as requested by Nagendra, stating that his advice would never be used by Babu. So, he said that what Nagendra told, Nagendra, listen to me carefully, Nagendra told to who? To Babu, that he is not going to repeat or listen what Nagendra wrote in a piece of paper. What Nagendra wrote in a piece of paper, that he should not stand and see, it is not advised to see where the two persons are fighting. So this he should not do it. So that is what he told him, to write in a paper a document, sign it and give it. So Nagendra also insisted that Babu should stand and watch while people fought. The rich man signed the document and took back the nickel. So the rich man signed the document and took back the nickel. A few days later, Babu saw two maids of the two queens fighting in the marketplace over a pumpkin. So after a few days, what happened? Babu saw, means who's that Babu? He is the person who got the wisdom, no? When Nagendra sold that boy. So when he was passing by that side, he saw two people, that is, two queens maid. Maids means who? Those who work in the house. So these two maids are working in the, where in the two maids, the queens fighting in the marketplace over a pumpkin. Means the two maids are working in the kingdom, where they are working for the same queen. Both the maids are working for the same queen. As both the queens were bitter enemies, so were their maids also. Both the queens are enemies. As such, even the maids also are enemies. They lost no opportunity to exhibit their hatred wherever possible. Their argument went to such an extent that they started pulling each other's hair and giving each other blows. So the way they were fighting, both the maids on the roadside, that both are catching their hairs. This lady maid is catching another's hair, and that maid is catching this lady's hair, and giving each other a blow and fighting to that extent. Babu, who was standing close by, was asked by both the maids to be their witness for all the blows and violence that they had indulged on each other. So he is standing there and he is watching it. So they told him that he should be a witness for who started the fight first and who beat the another maid. So this maid A bet the maid B, or B maid bet the A. So how this fight has started, who bet more. So all this he has to stand and watch, and he should give the witness over there. And then the maids, then remembering other errands, went their ways. The maids reported the incident to their respective queens with additional colorful details. So you all know very well. So if anything happened there, only that much we never go and speak. So we had some masalas to that and you know. So like that, even these queens also added few more sentences, which is what has not happened also, and informed to their respective queens. And then the maids reported the incident to their respective queens with additional colorful details. The furious queens asked the king to sort out the matter. So the queens told them to sort out the matter. The maids then sent word for Babu to be their witness, because how they are going to sort out the problem without the witness. So who is the witness there? Babu. Babu is the witness, and they sent to call Babu. They threatened to have his head chopped off. He failed to support them. So see the fun over here. So two maids are there. So one maid said, if you are not supporting me, I am going to chop your head. Oh, another maid said, you are going to help me and you are going to speak on behalf of me. In case if you are not supporting me, I will chop your head. So both started blackmailing who? Babu, stating that you are going to stand aside me, means you are going to help me. And if you are not doing that, your head will be chopped. So supported them. Babu was disturbed and so was his father when he heard the news. Unable to find a solution to the problem themselves, they both decided to be Nagendra. Now keeping your mind here. So they don't know what to do. Both the maids have started troubling him. And who was disturbed over there? Babu was disturbed. Don't know what to do because in case if he supports that maid, so this maid will chop his head. In case if he supports this maid, that maid will chop his head. So both are telling that you are going to support me. How he can support both at the same time? So he was very disturbed and he doesn't know what to do. And not only he, even his father also doesn't know what to do. Then they thought, okay, let us go to Nagendra. You know who is Nagendra? Nagendra is the person who is selling wisdom. He Nagendra offered them a solution for a fee of 500 rupees. So he said, okay, I will give you an idea, but the cost will be 500 rupees. How much he charged? Rupees 500. The advice he gave them was that Babu had to pretend to be insane in the court of the king. So what did he do? He told them during the court proceedings, Babu faked insanity. He gave either no answer to the questions that were asked or he uttered some nonsensical syllable till the king lost his temper. The enraged king drew him out of the court. The delighted Babu now informed everyone about the success of his ruse, that is nonsense. The greatness of Nagendra's wisdom became a buzzword in the marketplace. So what did Nagendra said? Nagendra told Babu that he has to keep quiet when king is asking him anything. So he has to be very quiet. Questions were asked for utter some nonsensical syllable. Means he's never uttered a word. He just pretended as if he is not having sense. So somewhat like a man he behaved. Then, however, the king started asking him, so he never speak according to the king's questions. So he got very angry and told him to go away from the kingdom. So then what happened then? So he came out of the court because the behavior, how he behaved in the kingdom. So then this is how he has been saved by the kings. Babu's father approached Nagendra for the second time. So then the greatness of the Nagendra means how good advice he has given, because that time it was Babu's sensitive way that he has to escape from both the queen's maidens as well as from the king. In case if he says the truth to the king, he will be get caught. So he doesn't know what to do. Then he has given, Nagendra gives a suggestion that he should not open his mouth for any relevant questions what the king asked. Babu's father approached for the second time. This was because Babu who had escaped punishment by acting insane, had now to pretend to be the insane always. For if the king learned that he had been tricked, the punishment would be worse. Then, in case if the king come to know that he has pretended insane, then he will be punished. No. So that's why he started behaving like a insane only. Then Nagendra now advised Babu and his father to reveal the truth to the king when the king was in a good mood. Then slowly Nagendra told, so you cannot be insane like this throughout your life. So you do one thing, for a few days it will be like that, but find a day when king is in a good mood. When king is in a good mood, slowly you go and tell what was the problem you were facing in case if you tell the truth. And then when the king was in a good mood, so this advice was given for a fee of another 500 rupees. Then again, one more he gave the idea now, that is, go and tell the truth to the king when he is in a good mood. For that also he charged rupees 500. This advice was given for a fee of another 500 rupees. Nagendra assured them that the king would find the whole incident amusing and would forgive them as predicted by Nagendra. The king, who was in a happy mood, not only had a hearty laugh when he heard them, but also forgave them. So at that moment, the king was very angry. After a few days, when the king was in a good mood, so Nagendra as Nagendra said, Babu and his father went to king and told that this is what was happened, how the queens made fought each other, and in case if the maids blackmailed the Babu, stating that in case if they are not supporting this person, lady, so that lady will chop his head. So like that, both started blackmailed him. So because of this early, I was unable to say the truth in front of you. So I was insane, he told of it. So the king, what the king did, the king heard whatever the Babu said, and he felt very happy and he started laughing. And also he forgave who? Babu. Who? King forgave Babu. The king, who by now had heard about Nagendra, invited him to the palace. So, who invited Nagendra? King invited Nagendra to his palace. We wanted to find out if Nagendra had any more advice to send. So, who king asked Nagendra that you are having any more else this type of advices to sell. Nagendra explained that he had plenty to sell, especially for a king. He said, first king means he had lot to sell itself. Who Nagendra told. He also stated that the fee would be a lakh, 100 rupees, 100,000 rupees. The king paid the requested sum and received the wisdom. It was to think deeply before doing anything. So he asked lakhs of money as a fee to the king. The king also accepted and paid him the money. And what wisdom did he give there? He gave, think deeply before doing anything for the sentence. The king was so impressed with the advice that he got it engraved on his cups, plates, and even got them embroidered on his pillows. So what king did? He embroidered these words, that is the sentence. Think deeply before doing anything. So the words has been embroidered on his pillows, bed sheets everywhere, and also he has engraved on the cups, what teacups or drink, whatever he takes, no, all that liquids. On the cups also he engraved these words. What words? Think deeply before doing anything. If so, it so happened that many months later the king fell sick. The minister and one of his queens, who wanted to get rid of him, bribed the doctors to poison the king's medicine. So here, what was happened? A very sad happened to the king here. King fell sick, and the ministers and one of his queens also. Two queens were there for this king. So one king and the minister wanted to get rid of this king. They doesn't want the king to be alive. So they told who? To the doctor to poison the king. Is it clear for you? When the king was about to consume the medicine from the golden cup, so as the king, because the poison has been mixed up in the cup, what the medicine was given to the king. So they mixed in that and gave who? One queen as well as the minister, the king's minister. So these two doesn't want the king to be alive. So they want to mix up in the medicine and give for the king. So as he was going to drink the medicine, because he has engraved, he saw that he couldn't drink it. He engraved the words. What is the word? That think deeply before doing anything. So this words has been engraved on the cup where he was going to drink a medicine. And then the king was so impressed with the advice. So when the king was about to consume the medicine from the golden cup, what did he do? He read the words engraved on it. The king, who was unaware of the poison in his cup, lowered the cup, looked into the cup, pondering over the words engraved on it. The guilty doctor, who was watching the king, assumed that the king had guessed that the medicine was poison. He fell at the king's feet. See, suddenly, as soon as the king saw the words which was engraved on the cup, so he is seeing the cup and reading the words. But what happened to the doctor is that he is feeling guilty. He thought that king came to know about the poison, but he doesn't know about the poison. He wants to read what it is engraved on the cup. So soon he felt guilty about the poison what he has mixed up in the medicine. Good doctor, and immediately came and fell at the king's feet, confessed everything and pleaded for mercy. And he said he wants to, king has to plead or he has to please him for mercy. The king sent for the queen and the minister. He asked them to drink the poison. They fell, they too fell at the feet of the king and asked for mercy. The king ordered them to be hanged and banished the doctor from his kingdom. Nagindra was made the minister and honored with wealth. So this time what happened here? The queen and the minister has been taken to the punishment place where they has to be punished by hanging them. And what doctor? Doctor has been sent away from the kingdom. He has been banished from the kingdom itself. So, and who is the minister over there? Nagendra has been appointed as the minister in the kingdom. Who? By the king. So, this is about the story. I hope you all understood very well. Thank you, children.